Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, 3 Degrees of Love. It's your girl Alana here. So of course I have another exciting interview video for you guys. This time it's with Linda of Wilder Heart Studios, another great Canadian creator from the West Coast. I'm in Toronto. And she's the creator of the Northern Animal Tarot. I came across this deck and absolutely fell in love. Even though animal decks aren't my thing, something about this deck just totally grasped me and kept me, and I love working with it. Also, got to find out that, you know, the creator has the second edition coming out already. It's currently still available live on Kickstarter. I think there's a few days left of the campaign, so if you haven't backed it and you are interested in getting the deck, by all means do so. The deck will be available after the campaign, again, also on her website, and all of that stuff I will have linked down below. I believe you can still get the first edition, but I had the pleasure of sitting down and discussing the deck with Linda, and of course, you know, going through the deck and looking at all the, you know, the different changes and what's still the same in regards to the deck, and it was great. So with that being said, I'll let you guys get right into it. If of course you like these types of videos, by all means please let me know, so I know if you guys really like them and I can keep making them. I do really like getting to know these creators and stuff like that, so it's always a pleasure for me, of course. And then, you know, like, share, and subscribe as always. And then till the next time I will see you, please live, listen, learn. Bye. Ciao. Hi. Hi,
Hey.
Linda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, welcome to my channel, 3 Degrees of Love. Of course, I'm Alana, and I am here with the wonderful Linda from Wilder Heart Studios. So, welcome to my channel. And of course, we're discussing today your beautiful deck, Northern Animal Tarot. And of course, when I laid eyes on it, I thought, what a beautiful deck. I fell in love with it right away, even though animal decks aren't necessarily my thing, but they've quickly become my thing. And then I don't know what it is about this deck, but I think just it's the artwork. It's the vibrancy of the artwork and everything that you created, the cardstock, just even though, like, the aesthetic, the packaging, everything that you created into this one beautiful packaging. And then bonus, it's like 98 card deck, like you don't see that very often, right?
No.
So all of that stuff was just really exciting. And then to top it all off, you know, it's created in Canada, which is where I live. Of course, you're in the West,
Yeah.
and I'm on the East, right?
Yeah.
Toronto and Calgary coming together and
Meeting in the
having a
middle.
beautiful discussion of this beautiful deck, right? So, oh, thank you so much for doing this. So tell me, how did you, like, get started? Like, how, like, what sort of inspired you to create this deck?
I probably, like everybody else, tarot when you're young. I think my first one was the Dragon Tarot by US Games. Anyway, it was super fun. I played with it, didn't know what I was doing. And then just a few years ago, my friend started teaching some, like, for fun tarot classes. And so I was like, oh, I remember enjoying this. I should try again. But she was teaching the Rider-Waite Smith, and I was used to Dragon Tarot, and I was like, these don't look the same. So like learning the like steps of the Rider-Waite, and I just really didn't like the humans. So I kept getting caught up in like the humans, and I was like, I don't really like that human. And then even if I went for other human decks, I was just a little bit picky. But it's just because I've always enjoyed like fairy tales, like folklore, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I just kept, every time we would pull cards, I would sort of imagine what fairy tale creature it would be. And then I started sketching them at some point, and then I sketched a whole bunch. And then I was like, I think I can do this. I really tried to find a deck with animals with like clothes, which was very hard at the time. I think there was maybe 2, but they were out of print. Bohemian Animal Tarot, I think it's called.
Yeah,
it just came,
that's in print. Yeah,
it just came back in print, but when I was looking for it, it was just out of print. So it was around $60-$80, and you had to buy it off at eBay.
Okay.
And then, so that was the only one I could really find. And then the one by Baba Studios or something or other was another one. It's a little bit more like French Renaissance kind of thing. It was cool too, but it also wasn't like available anywhere. So I just started to draw them and then shared them. And then people were like into it. And then I was like, I can commit to this. I have like enough ideas that I could finish it. And I've been doing art for many years. So I was like, I can handle the art project of it. After I had planned out all the cards. I feel like the planning of the cards was the hardest part, but after that was pretty easy. But yeah, I just wanted like an animal deck that I could learn on easily, because what's the Kim Karan's one, super pretty, but I found it so vague that I had a hard time like reading while I was learning, I guess. Now, like, if you're just reading that deck, it works, but I was trying to read from the Rider-Waite anyway. So that's why I made it, because I wanted to learn.
Well, and then of course it super successful. Like you had a very successful first print run. I unfortunately didn't, I didn't see it. I think during the Kickstarter, or it was just about to end when I finally came across it. But I, then of course it became available on your site, and then, just through research and looking and seeing walkthroughs of this gorgeous deck, I'm like, yeah, I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it. So, and of course I brought it home into my collection, and I'm so happy that I did. I think even as like, we were chatting earlier before we started, I was telling you, like, I tend to rotate my decks, on a sort of weekly basis and stuff like that. But this sat in rotation for about a good 3 weeks. Like I literally couldn't put it away. Something about it, and even though animals aren't really my thing, but something about this deck just really felt really homey to me, and I still can't really fully put into words why. I just know that I love it, and it loves me. So,
yeah, right.
So it's so, like I said, the colors are so vibrant. I think too, why I feel like I connected to it was, sometimes with certain decks, I feel like there's more, there's more that I want from it, and this gives me the more with the extra cards, that I can mix in there, and almost sort of turning it into an oracle sort of way. in addition with the tarot. So, like I usually like to pair up my decks, but I can sit and just play and stare at these cards and, and really, sit with it and, introspect with them for hours. And I really love that. So thank you for such a beautiful creation. And,
Perfect.
so like we're and of course we'll get right into the second edition really soon to like compare the two. But not only was it successful, but now you have another Kickstarter that
Mhm.
is still going on. How many days left to that campaign?
I think 20. It finishes on December 21st, so 20, because today
Okay.
is the first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as we're filming this is December 1st. And I'm hoping, within the week that this video will be up, and still have plenty of time for others to back it if, if they so choose
Mhm.
to. But it will be available for sale after the campaign as well, right? On your
Yeah.
site? Perfect.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me, like, you just, as you said, you discovered tarot as a child and sort of playing around with that. What drew
Mhm.
you to tarot? What is it about it that intrigued you, essentially?
Really. Uh, I feel like it's that age where you stop kind of playing with toys and you kind of have to start to grow up and have like, you have to. So I felt like tarot was that perfect way where I could still really see character images. Like when I looked at the cards, I could see, so the dragon tarot, it was like a dragon, and then he was like in his magical room with globes and all this. So I liked how each story still had a picture, like it felt like a picture book to me. um so in that way I loved how it was still playful but not, I guess, like toys, but I filled that void for me where storytelling was no longer cool, but kind of you still want stories, right? And every time you shuffle them, you kind of get this abstract story. At the time, I didn't really know how to read them, but it still felt like, you know, a section of images that would kind of play out different roles. And then I would find my favorite cards and pull them to the side. And then I would just stare at them for a while. I also had the Alice in Wonderland deck, which I really enjoyed. Because I'd read the books quite a bit. So I felt like it was fun to see the different characters maybe together where they are not together in the books. Yeah. So I just really like how each image feels like it could be a story. So I'm into stories. Yeah.
Who is it, right? Like, I mean, stories are like, if you watch TV, you're into stories, right? Like
That's true.
so if you watch movies, you're into stories, right? And and that's sort of like the visual approach, right? And then, but it's funny because tarot is like, it's it sort of combines the element of play, storytelling, you know, sort of like visual interpretation, all sort of wrapped into one. Very hands-on, very textile, and it definitely is very immersed into creativity and and introspection and you know and spirituality, right? Sort of my background is Christianity, and I didn't get into tarot really until much older, right? Maybe in the last few years. Not to say it wasn't something that I wasn't aware of. It wasn't something, I've always actually had a love for cards. I've played with cards, like playing cards, my whole life, family game time and stuff like that. So cards have always been a thing for me all through childhood. And even collecting, I've built a collection of playing cards, over the years, round, small, large, sort of weird shaped, and have all these sort of unique kind of things to it. So tarot is definitely not a huge leap for me, and where that is concerned. I think what sort of kept me from tarot for a long time would definitely be my upbringing, especially, in Christianity. Tarot is seen as more, diving into witchcraft and it being something that is negative and stuff like that. Whereas now in today's age, people are diving into tarot and oracles and things like that, not necessarily for witchcraft, but for introspection and self-healing, self-help, and things like that. And so it's definitely, especially for me, has become a really sort of really special and really useful tool in mental health, and sort of how I've tackled a lot of the things in my life that is going on, and how I can sort of work through some of those things, right, for healing. And so tell me about you, like what's your practice like with tarot? How do you use the cards, and what's that like for you?
For sure. Yeah, I think too, like with that like self-reflection as a tool, I think I was getting too caught up with the humans and not seeing like the further down the story. Like I had a hard time pulling like a few cards because there's just too many humans, and I was like, so I do like how the animals, when I pull a bunch of cards, it feels like I can see where the story is trying to get me to, or like what the end card is, or like how I approach that easier with the animals, kind of probably just from like storytelling. But they don't pull, it almost feels like you can see it clear when I use the more like animal cards. Yeah. And then for last year, I think I was just pulling like one card every day, or I even had a pack with me, and like whenever something would come up, it would just pull a card, because I feel like, was it last year? It's been going on for years, but like it really did help just pulling cards all the time, because I felt like the last 2 years, my brains just feel very muddled, right? Because we're under so much stress, there's so much going on. So like constantly having them on me and just pulling one every once in a while really helped. So I actually kind of went from, before the pandemic, it was like bigger spreads, and then I went down to like 1 to 2 cards, very much so, or I would just do clarifying cards and have no problem pulling another one. But yeah, I definitely went from large spreads to very like one a day, or like 5 a day, but like with an issue, like if I was like stressed, I'm like, how can I function and overcome this? How can I like break like my brain pattern right now? And like, just sort of using them to reflect and like, yeah, break patterns. So yeah, I've actually only been like doing 1 or 2, and only just have I started doing some bigger spreads again. Yeah. So
Awesome.
for a little while there. Yeah.
Totally awesome. So tell me what, like I actually wrote questions out. So like I'm trying to remember what I had. So, what do you think you have for the future? Like what, like in regards to, future projects, like we're on the second deck. All of a sudden edition.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
For some reason, lost that word. We're on to the second edition. So what are your future plans for this tarot? Are we going to see a companion in like regards to like an oracle?
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Right? I was gonna go right after the first deck into my second deck, but then I felt like there were so many things that I learned the first deck that I felt like I had to try to edit it one more time and kind of adjust what I had been making notes on, like everyone's comments, everyone's videos. Like I was always listening. And it's not that they were bad, but just people were speaking what they thought or what they could see. And then I would adjust it kind of, or make a note that, oh, that color might have to change, or like so just changing things or like enhancing some things that I felt like people had missed in a card. I was like, oh, that needs to come out a bit. So I just thought I would do the tarot one more time and see, like, right, like the first one is like so textured, like tactile, and it feels like it's vintage somehow. And I wanted to bring it into the future of the 2000s, feeling a little bit brighter with a stronger paper and just like a smooth finish. So when I was like, I need to bring it, finish it, and then then I'm gonna move on, because it felt like it just needed to be, I don't know, edited one time. Because yeah, if I'm if you make it yourself, I'm the only person editing it, right? Like I have no copy editor or like people, so like everybody was kind of my copy editor. And then I took it all in, revised it, and brought it back. So
Well,
now I feel like it's done.
this is, it's an amazing, sort of bring back, if you will, with the deck. Like I said, I already fell in love with it, so it was to back the campaign this time when, when it came out, was almost a no-brainer. Like I had to stop and think, and like, Lena, you're gonna bring essentially the same deck again. But do you really need to, especially, I'm just thinking my mom is in my head, and I can just, she's definitely going to see this video, and I know she's going to I want to hear about this. So, but anyways, but still, like I said, I was like, nope, I don't care. The backs are different. Ooh, it's brighter. There was just all of these things. I was just like, yep, okay, done, backed.
Totally.
So, and I'm super excited. Like I can't wait. And of course in that excitement, so I had to tell you about it. And then I was like, so you want to come on my channel and talk about the deck? Because that was really cool. So, and here we are. So yeah, so surely we're actually, sort of going to flip screens, and then, and we'll discuss, sort of walking through both decks with, your copy of the new deck, and of course my copy of the original. And, that way, people can see the sort of the differences, because one thing I do realize on, that I've come to realize even on Facebook, of course, as within the tarot community, and there are other people who, I've come to know who really love this deck too, but sort of having that debate between, do I really need the second one? Some of them who are really in love with this deck actually bought a backup copy already of the first one. So it's like, do you really need the second edition? So, but you know what? Like, I mean, sometimes like there's one deck before this where I'd say that I've actually went ahead and did the same thing and backed the second edition as well. And to date, it's just the lonely dreamer. I pretty much had the same sort of connection there with that deck as with this one. So and that was a no-brainer to back too. So it's a no-brainer for this deck too to back it. And you know, so like I said, I can't hide my excitement. And I know that there are a few changes with the cards. And you know, in regards to the actual work, not just the back, right? And the cardstock and all of that. So yeah. So of course, you know, maybe at this point we can flip the cameras over and go from there.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Do it. See you on the other side.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. I kind of changed up the paper. So this time the paper is a dyed paper. So it won't like, the other one I kind of want to be like vintage linen books where it like fades away. But this time I wanted gold foil. So I just picked a navy paper. It did gold foil with a colored sticker.
Yeah. Do you actually?
Hey guys, so just a quick video edit just because unfortunately the footage of the comparison of the two decks did not come out very well, so I am going to I'm just going to record this. Of course, you won't hear me talking because you will be hearing myself with Linda talking about the decks. I'm going to use the sound, but of course, be flipping through both decks myself because luckily she happened to send me the deck early, so I happen to have a copy. So these are the two. This is the differences.
All right, so
there's the new one.
So but the boxes are different too, correct?
With the gold
a little bit,
yeah,
compared with the old.
Yeah, I kind of changed up the paper. So this time the paper is a dyed paper, so it won't like the other one I kind of want to be like vintage linen books where it like fades away, but this time I wanted gold foil, so I just picked a navy paper. It did gold foil with a colored sticker. Okay, I was wondering, I was like, does it flip like this? Okay.
Okay. All right, so yeah, so here the boxes, so yeah, they are a little bit different. All right, let me just get into it here. And is the inside different too?
No, well, no, it's just plain. Yeah, so this one's an unprinted paper and you have the fully ultra printed paper, which is pretty cool because it has the crow on the inside and everything.
Yeah, so yeah. It's really nice. Okay, and then of course you still get the book.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so are you? Oh yeah, you are in order. Okay, well here, let's move my extras because I put all the extras at the front. So it does come with the title card. This was the bonus card from the added stuff. The all the spread cards, which you still do get again, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are all the same. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So starting with the Fool, we've got the Fool. And the Fool looks pretty much the same, but I guess the Fool is definitely a lot brighter, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we could just lift them up, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Fool, I just changed all the colors. I just made them a bit brighter. Like he's just a little bit more red. Yeah. He is easy.
And you definitely see the ladybug too. Definitely a lot brighter.
Yeah, I did lots of like color enhancements. I outlined the little guy at the top of his head. Yeah. So it's like mostly coloring like for her color, I changed the blue too.
Okay.
I liked, she was,
Definitely
so
a lot vibrant.
so I changed the blue. It's more like a ocean blue versus like a very dark navy. So I changed that up. So mostly it's definitely colors for the deck. I really just wanted all the colors to be different. And then his coloring got like more of a blue sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instead of like a baby blue kind of
Mm-hmm.
fading into white sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to change up the skies too. So the skies and like the colors of the outfits all got brightened up quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, see the lovers is like one of the cutest cards ever. And they're
Right?
with the seashells. Oh.
You don't even notice, but like they're naked because all the other animals have clothes.
But I mean, who goes swimming in the water with clothes on?
Right?
Well, I mean, that can anyway.
Yeah.
We won't
Yeah.
go to that, but
yeah. And then we darkened it so you could see more. I added more snowflakes, so the snowflakes popped out more. The darker back. Yeah. And I actually zoomed them in a little. They're 10% closer. It's like the image is like bigger.
I definitely see that. Yes, absolutely. Especially in this card, the strength card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I thought that would be fun so that people can see more of the face and more of like the outfits. So this one I redid all the lighting, basically added more like snowflakes. Yeah. So it was really just adjusting. I still love the first edition because it feels like so vintage and magical. But I just wanted to see if I could bring it into the 2000s. But even if you look at the original Rider-Waite or the Centennial, it's like a lot more vintage colors anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I just kind of followed that. I made his pants like a color, so they're purple now.
Oh, nice. And also too, I think the other thing too that I noticed, and of course anybody who's like a book lover and card lover would say the same thing, but like those that are big on this and love sniffing their books and their cards and stuff, I mean, this deck definitely is really for your senses, because even just holding it now, like I can smell the aroma of the cards. Like,
yeah,
they're not even in my face. Like, I mean, well, they're kind of in my face, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, they're far away enough that I shouldn't be able to smell them, but I can. And even that, the scent of it is just so naturey and so soothing too. So I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah. The other one was like a textured paper, so we had to put a UV coating on them to like, I wanted it to obviously last. So that's what that is. But yeah, just brighter colors. Same with this one. Yeah, and then zoomed in so you can see more of the squirrels and the crows.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bigger, it's just more zoomed in. Yeah, it's actually like you can almost see you get 4 and now there's only 3. Hey.
Yeah. So that so definitely is a big difference there.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's so much going on like in the middle of the cards that I really just, mind you, the cards are pretty big even. I don't know how people squeeze it onto like a small card. I'm like, it needs to be bigger.
And that's the one thing too I really liked about the flexible cardstock, because I have very small hands, And so my concern too with this deck was that I wouldn't be able to riffle shuffle it very well.
Yeah.
You know, because not only is it larger, but they're 98, right? In comparison to the normal 78. So, you know, that's 20 cards more than the average deck. So that was a big concern, but I have no problem riffle shuffling this card, this deck at all. It's very flexy, and it's even considering that it's like very flexy. Some people might even say flimsy. It's not at all. Like it bounces back really well. And and like, but flexible enough that you can bend it to even riffle shuffle it, even if you have small hands. So, you know, is that the same card?
Yeah, this is the one that I changed the animal on. It's now a
that's
raven.
right. Yes.
Instead
Okay.
of the possum.
Yes. Okay. So this is definitely one of the big changes because it's definitely a new animal. But they're both beautiful.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And wait a second. Were there two hierophants too as well?
Yep.
Okay.
They stayed because that's handy. If you don't like the classic one, you just go for the new guy. Right? So yeah, they're both still there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the swords. Bit of a change. So I added more. So these feel like they talk. So yours are kind of lighter and mine are quite a bit darker.
Yes.
I just really brought in that like thinking sky, that kind of, I guess, kind of feels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosmic really brain. Yeah. Cosmic ideas. Yeah.
Beautiful.
This one's fun. Had to be the classic. I was like, I can't redo that with animals. It's not possible.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to stab any animals.
And you can see definitely the vibrancy in this one. Like this is a lighter purple, where that's definitely a darker purple. The sky is pinker or reddish.
Yep.
Yeah. Very beautiful.
Yeah. So I literally went through basically like every card and edited at least the colors, if not even adding textures and like shadows and stuff. So
very nice.
Yeah. So this one, I think I added more sky. So there's just so many that I sort of added more sky to, because in the Rider-Waite, it's just very gray or yellow kind of thing. But I wanted just like a little bit more going on for the backgrounds.
I really like that.
Yeah. Just more
blue.
This
is definitely closer. You can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty close. It's got a bit darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
can look at this deck for hours. Like I don't even need to like just sitting here and just admiring the art is
totally
itself very soothing.
This one's funny though, because when I did the first one, I obviously was drawing so many cards, but I forgot to put his armor on. So I did add it for the second edition.
Oh, okay.
But he's so fast, he wouldn't get hit anyway, but I added some shiny bits. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, our beautiful queen. I made the top like just a bit more gold to match the crown a bit, but nothing crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely enough differences in here that I'm seeing so far that I'm very excited and very happy that that I went ahead with the second edition.
Yeah, well, so when I went to the printer, I was like, oh, so I just want to change one card. And she's like, well, we have to re-register them all like up. She's like, so you have to send me new files anyway. So then that kind of made me keep editing, you know? I
Yeah.
was like, if she has to upload them all back up, I may as well edit them all. Anyway.
Exactly. I really like the difference in this card too. Like, yeah, that
Mhm.
card, yeah, the Ace of Wands definitely a lot. Like, not to say this card isn't beautiful, but like
Mhm.
there's just this extra like oomph
Yeah,
to
that one,
that Ace of Wands.
that one's definitely more traditional. So if you just look at the Rider-Waite, it's always gray blue.
Yeah.
And so that's what I based off. And then every time I pulled the aces, I kind of wanted to see like more of these colors. So
Yeah.
the aces did get the biggest upgrade, I feel like, for color. Mhm.
Yeah, I really, really like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. This one I just made darker, more pink, more
Yeah.
yellow. Mhm.
Yeah, like in my card, what color is that's more of a brownish, where that yours looks more red, like the
Yeah.
cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made her dress more. Yep. And then I edited probably the mountains too. I made them more of a purple. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So yeah. And this one I just did more like snow to kind of give it more like depth.
Yeah.
So yeah. This one just a little bit brighter just because there's so many characters. I was like, it has to be a little clear.
Yeah.
And I think it's a tad zoomed in compared to that one. Like she's right at the edge, and I think you have a bit more space, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
This one's always good. I just edited the colors a bit, but this one was perfect.
Yeah, this one's more yellowy, where yours is a little bit more of like a brownish orangey sort of tinge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, this one was good too. I just added more color, like pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very, very beautiful.
This one is, I just added the cliff. I thought I had done it on the first one, but I hadn't. So
Oh yes, I see
it
that.
just has the cliff back in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was good. Just a color pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Same. This one I just made the sky more like dusky feeling or sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those in between moments of the sky. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was basically the same. He's good, just brighter. Yeah. And then for these guys, I just made the backs of the skies a lot more bright or like colorful. I centered them a little differently too. I think I made them bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely either bigger or zoomed in more, right? Like as you said before, right? Because yeah.
Yeah. She got more stars because they just can't have enough.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one I just made a tad bit more blue, but I was happy with this, had lots happening.
Yeah.
This one has like flowers now on the ground.
Yeah, see
a little bit
that?
more contrast. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, gorgeous.
This one I added some stuff to their dresses, made them more jazzy.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Mm-hmm. And more
And
color.
and the one girl, her dress is a different color.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
two of them, both of them in the back.
So you're right. And a color outfit change.
Yeah.
I think I looked at the Rider-Waite and the other girl was wearing red, and I just felt like I didn't want it to, yeah. So I did change it up, and I made it feel very like pumpkin-y, Halloween-y, 3 of Cups. Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, and this one, the background, I did some like more glowing from the cup because it's floating. Yeah, some little stuff.
Very nice.
Just a bit darker, more gloom, more gloom. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, and they're just a little color enhancement. Yeah.
And
And one print.
and change too, because her shawl looks purple in yours, whereas in mine, hers looks more of like a grayish color.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I just added more color. Yep.
And her dress is like orange in yours, whereas hers is yellow in mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then and it's a little bit greener because this Mars look like a yellowy green, where yours is like really green.
Yeah, I made it a lot more green. Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And then for this one, I made it more of a full moon in the water.
Yes, I noticed
that. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Fun. And I tried to like make it a bit clear where he was going, but it's a little tricky because it's a bit dark. But yeah. This one, the earth came down because his horns were getting hidden. Some people would miss the horns, and I was like,
yes, I see. Yeah.
So. And this one, I don't know, I felt like they were a tad stiff, so I had them more having a picnic and like hanging out and having fun versus just standing in a field after it rained.
Well, it's beautiful though. And are they wrapped in like a blanket? Because I'm not. Yeah. Okay. So they all have
Canadian picnic. It's cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like cozy blankets. They're hanging out, kind of like festival feeling a bit. Yeah.
So as you said, this one it looks more of like a seasonal difference. Like that one looks more, yours, the second edition looks more sort of harvesty, fall kind of, where in this one, in the first edition, looks more of springy, right?
That's
into
true.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I see that. Yeah. For sure. He was just a color pop. He's one of my favorites. I'm happy with the fishes. Always makes me so happy.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Cute little bison.
Yeah.
And then I just added more stars and then kind of edited her like patterns so that her clothes popped out a bit more. Yeah.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this, I felt like the snow had disappeared. I did bring snow and kind of rain a lot more into this deck, but yeah, I just made it pop more because I felt like it might not look like it's snow raining when it's supposed to. Yeah.
And even the backs, like just to stop for a sec to look at the backs, like the backs, like mine looks more, like I said, like more sort of springy kind of. I mean, I was still thinking it looked kind of like fall, which is why I sort of picked the fall leaves bag, but your back now looks more Christmassy to me. Like that's like when I look at that, I'm thinking Christmas. So
with the pine cones. Totally.
Yeah, so very nice. Love that.
And then this one got some more colors and then flowers like all in between, because in the other one it's a garden, so I just added more flowers.
Very nice.
Yeah, just color.
Yeah, just color.
This one was perfect. It was just color. Yeah, that one I was happy with. This one was more of a big change. Color.
Definitely clothing wise and color. Yeah, I see there are more clouds now where you didn't see that before. So yeah.
I'm really thinking, yeah, this deck really, like, the new edition is definitely got more of a seasonal change in the aesthetic.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one I just added more snowflakes, more storm
Yeah.
to like the snow and stuff.
Yeah. Like that looks like, yeah, that looks like a winter sort of
Right.
winter snowfall, where this looks like more like, yeah, it's almost done, but it's spring now, but yet there's still snow.
Yeah. That March snow that never stops. You're like,
Right?
why?
Exactly.
Yeah. This one, I think I just did color enhancement because squirrel needed to be brighter, and yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This one was funny. Someone commented, I like didn't even think about the rake. So I put the rake upward. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are different kinds of rakes. Like that looks more like one of those,
like I think it's like a hoe or something. I don't know, that you
yeah, I
rake the
think
earth
so. I
with.
think that's what they call them. Yeah. Whereas that is like an actual rake. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay.
You know, just new tools.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Which
Yeah.
in the fall you would need a rake, whereas in the spring you'd probably need a hoe. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. This one I changed completely because I felt like it's the card about honing your craft or like working on it. I felt like most people only have time to work on like their like a craft that they're cultivating in the morning or the night. So that's kind of why the skies are sort of that morning
Different.
or yeah.
And I really like the additional colors in this one. Very beautiful.
Yeah. Skunk, gave her some flowers in the background, some flowers on her outfit, you know, dressy her up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this one was color only because this was completely happy with it.
Yeah.
This one's just color too.
Yeah, I mean, change of colors and stuff, but yeah.
And then zoomed in, this one's like a lot closer to the top. I just made them quite a bit bigger. Yeah. Then I think I just worked on her outfit. I think I gave her a pattern or like a pattern to her outfit.
Yeah, so so the outfit's a little bit darker, more foresty green. It looks like, whereas this one's, I mean, it's more like grassy green kind of. Yeah. And then kind of the same here.
Same, I just worked on their like clothes.
Yeah.
You know, make their outfits look real fun.
Yeah. All right. So I guess now we're in the bonus cards.
Yeah.
Yay.
So this one I tried to, lots of people thought it was like a turnip or all sorts of things. So just made it bigger. Yeah, it's a seed. It's in the dark. It's germinating. It's a seed. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then we have, sorry, mine's not really in order. I just put it quickly into order.
Okay. Well, yeah. So for me, that's part of my like thing when I'm done working with the deck, I spend the time to put them all back in order and then start the whole process again. But anyways, yeah. So, you know, that's awesome. When the next rotation, not if I'm going to use it right again, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So yeah, definitely spring.
Yeah. So just colors.
Yeah, for sure.
Colors. He was happy. I just made him like more scaly and stuff.
Yeah.
And the grass more grassy, and that was easy. Yeah.
Very nice.
This one I just made a little bit brighter and a little bit more blue in the background.
Yeah. See that?
A little snow creature. I'm kidding, a deer. Yeah, and the snow drifts. This one was basically perfect, so I didn't really touch it.
Yeah. Well, there's a, well, no, yeah, I guess not. But like the snow seems to have a bit more definition in yours.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's like a little bluer, but yeah, not
Yeah.
too. Yeah. This one I fixed quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Because everything was a tad bit dark. And so I just went through and kind of tried to make the trees pop, the bear pop, everything pop. So yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. I kept him the same. And then this one I just worked on the fish a bit. I tried to make the fish a little more zoomed in, so he's a bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
He was so tiny. I don't even know if people saw a fish, but yeah, he's there.
Oh yeah, I see him. Oh, okay. So okay. There we go.
Yeah, so I just brightened him up considerably, put like really bright colors
this
in
one's
there.
really dark. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Real dark and scary, and this one's much less spooky because it's kind of brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh.
yeah, I can be there. Sasquatch. I just added more colors and more blues, some more greens. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Then the old tree, I just made him a bit more glowy in the background.
And yeah, he's a bit brighter there too. So I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, okay.
This one I got rid of the arms. I was like, he can just be a ghost without arms. So yeah, he lost his arms. He's real ghost form now. Can't reach out. Yeah, we have the.
And then this looks exactly the same. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. These ones are all the same. Yeah. Added a few stars, but they're the same basically. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, and then and the cardstock. So how different is it? Like I know I had reached out to you and I asked you about the flexibility of the cardstock.
Right.
Because it was a little bit deceiving on the Kickstarter where it was like, oh, this one's not riffle shuffleable, but so, and that's when I reached out to you to ask you about it. But then you sent me the video showing how it can still riffle shuffle. It's just that
It's just so stiff. Yeah.
it's just a little bit stiffer, but like, so bridging doesn't seem, because that to me still looks very flexy, but like I guess bridging seems to come a little bit clumpy. But I want to believe that when the cards get broken in, it's going to bridge back just fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends how talented people are, right? Because the cards are bigger, right?
Yeah.
Like you said. So because they're bigger and then also stiffer, it's just like you can do it, but I just said that you can't really because it just is like so much work maybe to get them. But I do think if you break them in, they would get more bendy, but
yeah,
they're definitely just like, and because the deck is a little bit thicker, even in that deck, I think it's like maybe.
So even with the coating, like, would you say that the like is it going to feel different?
Yeah, because it's like a smoother finish.
Okay.
So it's more like your classic deck, I would say, like a classic, like smooth finish, like rider weight deck. It's just like that really smooth kind of finish. Yeah.
Very nice. And it's still linen, of course, right?
No.
Oh.
No. I left linen behind.
Oh,
this is
okay.
smooth. So this is just like a regular, like like a Rider-Waite tarot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the linen
Gotcha.
was only for the first edition.
Ooh. And I
Yeah.
really love the linen. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not gonna love this one. I'm just saying I really love the linen.
No, I did too. But the linen didn't come thicker. Like everyone was asking for a bit of a thicker card. So I definitely feel like they feel more like a classic Rider-Waite or like slightly bit more Oracle cardy, maybe. Not really, not quite Oracle. They're still, I'd say more like, I don't know, regular tarot cards. My first deck was kind of unique.
Yeah, very, very. And
Yeah.
so the guidebook, is the guidebook going to be the same?
Yep. It's exactly the same. And then just where it just changes for the one animal, but it is all the same. It's nothing legendary. And then it has the extra cards for the bonus at the back, shadow cards and whatnot. But basically I didn't really write too much more just because I feel like you can use any Rider-Waite Smith book to read.
I'm actually surprised, if I may, that you didn't change the inner part to the new back.
Yeah. So when they printed my first edition, they used up a lot of paper finding the right color blue that I wanted.
Okay.
So we had like mountains of paper that only had this card because that we didn't use. So I just wanted to be, because I was like, what else am I going to do with it? Ethical, reusable. So we still had quite a bit of it. So I was like, let's just use it up. And then maybe for my third edition, we'll revisit it. But I really liked how it was colored on the inside. But yeah, it is too, like, I just didn't want to waste the paper, I guess, you know?
Yeah, well, of course not, right? Yeah. So wait, you mentioned you mentioned a third edition. So what can we expect from changes, if you will? I mean, unless you want to keep that a surprise.
No, I don't know yet, because I will just listen to all the feedback, right? Like I said before, I was like, the people that buy my deck are kind of like my feedbacks, and I will listen to everybody and kind of see if I can adjust anything. Yeah.
So
but
there's
there's a possibility of a third.
And the possibility of that third maybe being smaller.
Yeah.
Like smaller, sort of
like a more of a standard card size. Yeah. Because like, it's not that they're that much bigger, but they're big enough that it does
make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking more standard sized card for sure.
And so considering that, you know, we seem to be on a trend now in the tarot community with mini decks, would there be a possibility of getting a mini deck of this beautiful deck?
I was thinking about it. I just don't know how well all the images would get small, but I would definitely get like a sheet printed of them and like make sure that you can still see everything, you know, when they're a lot smaller. So yeah, I don't know. That's a maybe. I think normal sized for sure. Mini, I don't know. Just because I'd want to make sure that they're either zoomed in or like the important parts are definitely not lost.
Do you think we'll see an Oracle deck in the future?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you will. Hopefully for like spring or summer, because I have been working on it for like the whole year. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's like,
that is amazing.
Yeah, it just needs to be like colored. And so having this as my second edition, I could see how the colors are showing up, you know, and then I
Yes.
can make the right choices for the second deck on how coloring shows up for the cards. And like you said, lots of the colors changed the like season of the card. So I think that's really interesting too. So just keeping all that in mind, like listening to everybody's ideas of the deck, and then I will be able to color in my Oracle deck and then start showing it off and get some feedback.
Yay. Well,
Yeah.
you know, thank you so much again for doing this. This was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. You know, and just sort of, you know, going through the two decks together and, you know, like side by side and talking about it together was, you know, truly amazing. I, of course, on my end, wish I had a much better, you know, setup for this top down view, but, you know, still this, it was such a joy to do with you. And, you know, I, I cannot wait for what you have, you know, it coming up in the future. And yeah, so thank you. And of course,
Yeah.
if you want to get so the first edition is still available, correct?
Yep. I still have a few. Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, of course, I will have everything linked down below in the description box of where you can get the deck. And, you know, you know, if people want to follow you on Instagram, absolutely. And there's still time left to back the second edition. So,
Yep.
yeah, so all of that will definitely be in the description box. And, you know, um, any feedback on this video, and if you know, you guys really like seeing this, let me know. And I really want to thank Linda again for joining me on my channel today, from Wilder Heart Studios.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
so thanks everybody, and of course, you know, as you go, live, listen, and learn. 3 degrees of love.
Agree.
Bye, guys.
Bye.